Calibrator is Vector Plus. It gives you magnitude, it gives you direction, and it also gives you speed.
You've heard from us about what the GMC Calibrator offers education and skilling enterprises as a 6-month blended mobile EdTech Accelerator program. Now get to hear from our mentors how they use their expertise across behavioral science, customer journey mapping and data-driven decision-making to help calibrate digital solutions in the learning-to-earning space.
And I think the biggest challenge in EdTech is still a behavior change challenge, right? So as learners, we never really had it as good as we have it now. So there's great content, there are lots of good ideas, there's so much access. I mean, best universities, best professors, mobile phone, every nook and corner of the country, right? But the problem is that, you can't assume that learners are committed. In fact, my learning is that most learners are very fleeting. They come in as fast as they disappear from the platform, right? And so if impact has to really happen, what you need is to convert these fleeting learners into committed learners, right?
After having built a product, the next thing which a startup team should really bother about or worry about is to understand the role or the life journey which happens between the customer and the product, right? So in Calibrator, what we help candidates do is to basically dive down and understand the life transactions between the consumer and the product which the startup companies have done, and then figure out mechanisms to make that customer experience better using tools like experience mapping and others.
Having done my own startups, I've seen how data plays an important role in different product stages, and different startups were at different product stage, and I could help them define the metrics at these stage and measure them and bring in those learnings back into their product learnings and define their strategy around product and business.
I think the larger idea was to help the cohort use behavioral science to drive engagement, but I think in two large ways. So one was a shift in perspective about how they're actually building their product and how they build features, to build with engagement in mind rather than just learning outcomes. So I think that was really important. And the second part was obviously to find the engagement challenge that would have the largest impact on their product, and then use behavioral strategy that is customized to their product and to the users as well.
The thing about any accelerator program is that companies and founders are bombarded with a lot of input, whether it's feedback from advisors, from mentors, or collaborative input from other companies as well as within the company itself. Now, to create a framework in which companies can absorb this information and kind of contextualize it to their product and the industry that they operate in is very, very critical. So that's where we as mentors come in. We kind of give them a framework that is around an experience map, allows them to get various inputs and contextualize it for their product, for their challenge.
How did this mentorship help the cohort of GMC Calibrator overcome their product-related challenges? Let's find out.
We were almost shooting in the dark because we did not have the proper process flow to map out user behavior, to map out data, and to learn from a rapid experimentation to feed into a learning curve. GMC Calibrator was fantastic. They just broke down the whole rapid prototyping curve into functional boxes for us. So you look at user behavior design principles when you start, you look at data analytics when you go along, you measure it back, you look at the delivery through infrastructure deployment, great content strategy, and many other functional boxes like that.
We were experiencing a lot of drop-offs at certain screens, and we were perplexed as to why people are not moving ahead. At GMC Calibrator, UX labs were organized specifically for Multibhashi. There were people who were invited which belonged to our customer segment. Design experts closely observed how they used the app, where they were getting stuck, and then gave these insights to the Multibhashi team. Our team implemented these changes inside the app, and we were able to see a clear 8 to 10% decline in the drop-offs.
Freedom is a beautiful app, but the major issue that we were facing was with respect to user engagement. And on that, we wanted parents and children to come back on the app every day for at least 15 to 20 minutes.
So GMC really stepped in and helped us identify the features we could optimize, gamifying point collection through a motivation board, as well as using the nudge, the power of the nudge to drive user engagement by getting users to commit to small steps they would take, as well as a goal that they were planning to achieve through the app.
We are facing a lot of problems with the product, like we are not able to figure out the user journey. Payment issues were there, that how to make the users to pay for the courses. Apart from them, there were problems related to the UI and some of streamlining the product development and everything.
So by changing the things in screen, the active user, the time spent per day increased from 11 minutes to 17 minutes, and the user retention increased from 10% to 70%. Now we are able to retain 70% users.
When we were riding high with about 19,000 teachers, the number of teachers uninstalling our app began to climb. The major reason they said was because of memory. They had low-end phones and therefore they had to somehow clear their memory cache before the holidays hit them. So we were talking to GMC about how could we redesign an app. And that took an amazing path through many technological questions that we had no idea existed. So they handheld us through the entire process.
The first problem was, from the monitoring point of view, we were not collecting adequate data. Second, we were not giving motivational feedback to students to increase the app stickiness. An important learning for us was to go with mobile-first strategy instead of web plus mobile. This opened up new opportunities for our students learning from home instead of they being restricted to school labs. After making the app changes, we are running a pilot in 5 states, and over the next few months, we hope to scale up to 11 states, that is 45,000 students.
So I would say that these were the two big things in terms of user engagement and understanding the mobile architecture so that it lends itself to a better user experience, capturing how the user is using the app and also capturing all the data points which you can use in decision-making. So I think the entire value chain that we wanted to address, from user experience to the technology architecture to also understanding data, was very beautifully supported. And what is very important is that it's not that they only told us. They told us, they asked us to make the changes, and the changes were reviewed. So it was a complete hand-holding for the last 6 months.
But the trouble was, we were not very structured with regards to our priorities, more tactical in our approach. Also, we were not sure whatever changes we are picking in are the right things to do at that point in time. So with GMC, we learned the importance of revisiting your drawing board often. Our users are in a constant state of flux. Our intervention is bringing a change in their landscape, in the way they think and act and behave. So it's important to revisit the assumptions that we started with and redefine our priorities and how we should address our changed user.
We had access to best-in-class mentors. We had a cohort and we interacted a lot with all the other members in the cohort and learned a lot from them. We met venture capitalists who have invested in the space and who shared what they expected from us. We met mature EdTech companies who shared their journey. We also met customers. So all in all, we met key stakeholders from the EdTech ecosystem.
GMC is a rare combination. They put up a core team together with great heart. A lot of passion has gone into the program. The program has got a beautiful strategy. If you look at that and the networking value they provide as a bonus on top, you won't find any team in India today that can do that for you. So if you're planning to do any EdTech startup today, GMC is the only place that I know will get what you get here.
You know, as a startup, you've got too many moving parts. There is lots happening in your lives every single day. You seem to be all over the place. You don't know where to build your priorities up. And this is what GMC Calibrator and their amazing mentors bring onto the table.
I think the GMC team took real time and patience to understand us, our organization, our mission, our product, and then customized a journey for us.
At GMC is actually taking the pain of taking a deep dive into your product and giving you very specific insights that I haven't experienced any other accelerator doing.
So if any EdTech company gets an opportunity to be part of the next cohort, I would say count yourself lucky and simply sign up.
It was splendid.
Deep dive from data to delight.